Warning. The following episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind contains explicit language and adult content. The thoughts and opinions stated on the show are reflective of AJ Orsini and his guests exclusively. But seriously, guys, the show's called Uncensored. If you got a problem with bad language, I really don't give a shit.
They're coming and they're here to stay.
Mr. Shelby! Come to talk prayers for the fight.
The orchestral. Tommy, when a pikey walks in with hair like that, you've got to ask yourself, have I made a mistake?
Who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck am I?
Who the fuck is this?
My friend. I am the uncle, the protector, and the promoter of that fucking thing right there in whose shadow nothing good nor godly will ever fucking grow. That there, right, is the Southern Counties welterweight champion. He is of mixed religion, therefore he is godless. He was adopted by Satan himself before he was returned out of fear of his awkwardness. But it is impossible to marry off due to his lethal dimensions. His mother, terrified, just fucking abandoned him. And there he is, stood before you like the birth of some brand new fucking species. Any man that you put before him, right, it'd be like entering a fucking threshing machine, mate. Now, will you offer your son?
Welcome to Orsini's Uncensored Mind, and now your host, AJ Orsini.
How the hell is everybody out there? This is your boy. This is your main man, your Jaff's old brother from another mother, and your host of Orsini's Uncensored Mind. This is AJ Orsini, and I am sitting here once again in the house of O. Prepared. Nay, extra prepared, more than your usual amount of prepared, to bequeath onto all of you episode 82. Now, we're on the road here. We're on the road to WrestleMania 35, right here in my backyard, in the North Jersey area. I'm in New York, but New Jersey's kind of our backyard, and our storage facility, and the back end of the closet type shit. Jersey's kind of our bitch. Everyone knows that. And WWE knows that. That's why they keep marketing everything to New York. Take over New York and all kinds of shit. It just, it's our building. It just happens to be over there. It's like owning a car, but you don't have a parking lot, or you don't have a driveway, so you kind of just use your neighbors. It's still my car. It's just in that driveway for right now. But WrestleMania 35 is right around the corner, folks. We have been throwing a few curveballs, in case you haven't noticed, as of last night. I'm recording this, by the way, on Wednesday. As of last night, we have a new WWE SmackDown Women's Champion. How does that affect our WrestleMania main event, which apparently was made official? I've been under the impression that's been the main event for a while now, because they've been talking about it like the main event. But apparently it's official now that it's the main event. And now we've got two champions in it. Do we have Charlotte do double duty? Do we have Asuka join in the main event? Find out next week or 2 weeks from now. Same bat time, same bat channel. Or actually, WrestleMania time and WrestleMania channel. I am going to make the proposal here. I think Charlotte should do the double duty. That's what I'm pitching. Wouldn't it be cool if WrestleMania opened and closed with a women's championship match, huh? Open up with Charlotte and Asuka in the rematch, and then triple threat match to end off the show. I don't know what the plan is. They're doing shit like this on purpose now just to kind of throw us, and that's kind of a cool thing. I kind of like that, actually. No one saw that fucking win. No one saw that match coming, let alone a win. I love the way the announcers sold it like they were fucking surprised. Oh, what is this? What's happening? It's a championship match? No way. And so it was sold well. Charlotte's reaction to winning her 8th, count them up, folks, 8th world title here. She is halfway there to her legendary father. They're headed there with this shit with her. And she is about halfway there. She's got 8 championships under her belt now, boys and girls, and she is inching her way ever closely to one of the most decorated female wrestlers of all time. She might go, if she can throw a few women's tag title belts under her reign, she might go down as one of the best ever. And so, for those of you wondering, hey man, what is she doing in the main event at WrestleMania? That would be why. She's Charlotte Flair. Got to have a Flair in there. They did, as I just mentioned, they made it official that this women's match will be the main event. I'm trying to get through a lot of this intro stuff early because we've got a lot of shit to get to in this episode. I told you guys last week that this episode was going to be dedicated to the indie wrestling scene because I'm going to be doing the WrestleMania Roundtable the following week. That's pretty much going to be WWE heavy, of course. So tonight, we will be doing indie wrestling, WrestleMania Weekend, and I have got all the information for you, folks. All the information for you, but I'm still jiving off of that SmackDown. Raw becomes less and less impressive each week. The only really great spot of Raw, for me anyway, was the Drew McIntyre stuff. Really buying into Drew. But I've been buying into Drew since I met him in Evolve, since I had a chance to work with him. The guy is just, he is a physical specimen, a marvel, if you will. But now he's putting it together on the big stage, man, and I'm looking forward to seeing I'm actually looking forward to Reigns and McIntyre. I just want to see what kind of match they put together. That would be interesting. Now, there's been some other developments on the WrestleMania card. Obviously, we have an Intercontinental Championship match now. We have a Women's Tag Team title match. A lot of stuff's been added on. It's a big-ass melee of a card. But again, we will be getting into all that at the WrestleMania Roundtable. We will not be spending almost any time, really, on the WWE stuff here tonight. First and foremost, when you're talking WrestleMania Weekend, baby, you're talking about me. Orsini's Uncensored Mind will essentially be kicking off the WrestleMania Weekend on Tuesday. I'm doing the WrestleMania Roundtable live for you guys to listen to and chime in on and contribute to. You can call into the show. You can do the live chat. We have all that information for you on the official Facebook page. You can go out and check that out on your own time. And I will be kicking it all off. Of course, for that show, I'll be discussing primarily WWE stuff. Obviously, it's going to be pretty WrestleMania-centric. So this episode is set up for all the other activities taking place during WrestleMania Weekend. So I'm kicking it off on Tuesday. That wasn't the plan originally, but baby, I'm going to take full fucking credit for it right now as we speak. Let's get balls deep into this shit because we have got a lot of fucking shows to get to. I've got 30 pages worth of notes here. I clearly will not be getting into them all. They were just little dots and connecting dots and different things that you can know and learn about the show. Most of the stuff I'll be putting up in the description of the episode. So you guys will have access to all that stuff that I'm seeing. So I'm briefly just going to go through as many of this as I can. Otherwise, this would be a 2-hour episode because there's just so many shows. So let's kick it off then. Wednesday, April 3rd, my boys over at Battle Club Pro will be presenting Icons 3 Women Crush Wednesday. A lot of these shows are... You're going to be seeing WrestleMania Weekend have all these cool... Ooh, what the hell was that? I just dropped a whole bunch of stuff. But that's fine. The show continues on. Battle Club Pro here is traveling around, and you're going to see a lot of companies like Battle Club Pro who gave their shows names. The Icons show is a predominantly women's wrestling shows. So this is Icons 3, Women's Crush Wednesday. A lot of great names on the card here. This is going to be located at 312 Kosciuszko Street. I live here. I've lived in Brooklyn for over 10 years, and I still can't pronounce that fucking street. Kosciuszko. Figure that one out for yourself. But yeah, that's going to be the address. Again, I'm going to have the address written on the description below, so if you can't spell it, just read it and click the links below. I have the Facebook event page. I have the ticket link where you can get tickets. If you're looking for first row seats, don't worry. You shouldn't concern yourself with them, is what I meant to say, because they're sold out. Battle Club's first row is sold out. You can get second row seats, $35. General admission for $30. Also, as we go through this, general admission and standing room only tend to be two different things. I will be very specific. If it's GA, if it's general admission, it usually indicates there will be seats, but it will be first come, first serve. If it's GA standing room only, I will definitely let you know. A couple of notes about this card. I have the full card in front of me. I'm not going to go through all these because there's a whole bunch of them. But I will tell you this. Special guest commissioner will be Leva Bates, former WWE developmental star there. And the Battle Club Icons Championship match is here. And Harlow O'Hara will be the defending Icons champion against newest AEW signee, Kylie Ray. A lot of great talent on this show. Diamante of LAX, Tasha Steeles, Maria Mannix, Sue Young. There's a lot of great matches on here. The Sea Stars, Vanity, Savannah Evans. There's a gauntlet match going on. Full card. It's going to be a lot of fun. Kicking off WrestleMania weekend. I guess in spirit of the main event of WrestleMania, you should start off with a women's show, and here it is. This is a good time. Click the links below. That's a 6 o'clock start time. At 7 o'clock, you can head over to a different side of the area here. We're going from Brooklyn to Jersey. At 7 p.m. over at Ridgefield Park is Pizza Party Wrestling. Now, it's labeled as being in Phil Sheridan building. I've worked in that building before. I've been there a few times. It was always called Knights of Columbus when I was there. On the Facebook invite, it tells you it's Phil Sheridan, but if you Google the address, it does come up Knights of Columbus. So I'm just giving you both for GPS purposes. If you want to try to find your way into the venue, that would be how you did it. 106 Bergen Ave, Richfield Park, New Jersey. They wanted to make sure everyone is aware. This is not a kid-friendly show, folks. Not kid-friendly. They are offering $30 general admission tickets. Obviously, it's a pizza party, so those are going to be first come, first serve as well. The pizza, per se, will be first come, first serve. A lot of great matches on here, obviously. I can go through the card with you here. First time ever, Daniel McCobb versus Fred Yee. There's a 60-second Iron Man match. Not minutes, 60-second. You get one solid minute of competitive wrestling action here between Dick Justice and Johnny Cockstrong. I said those names correctly. A continuing trend throughout this weekend, you're going to see. I'm going to tell you right now one of the next matches that you're probably going to want to see here. The 4-corner elimination tag team match. You're going to see a lot of that on this. There's going to be 4-team elimination, 8-man tag, 6-man tag, battle royal. A lot of talent being involved in this weekend. But in this particular case, 4-corner elimination tag, the Ugly Ducklings, Lance Lude and Rob Killjoy, with, of course, Coach Mikey, against the Sass and Fury, Jeremy Leary and Skyler. Against the Stepdads, Bradley Belmont and Wade Kruger versus the Atlantic City Scoundrels, Dominic Truex and Lucky Leo Zuko. There's a lot of great matches here. One of my boys here, T-Flex, Tyrannosaurus Flex, Ezekiel J. Whoa, I don't know what happened there. Ezekiel James versus Tony Deppen. Faye Jackson versus Brad Rush. There's a lot of cool stuff here. And it's pizza. It's pizza and wrestling, with general admission tickets. So if you're early enough, you can get pizza and you can sit in the front and get all that sweat on you like a real fan likes to get. Also at 7 o'clock, which is another continuous thing, there's going to be some mixed matching of times. This is going to be hard for the wrestling fan. And you could either choose between Ridgefield Park at 7 with the pizza party, or you could be in Wayne, New Jersey at 7 for United Pro Wrestling Association. They're presenting a show, Undeniable, over at the Wayne PAL building, 1 PAL Drive, Wayne, New Jersey. I have the links down below, theupwa.com, as well as the Facebook invite. They have the first 5 rows, are considered VIP sitting. It's $30. Usually with VIP sitting, there's some sort of extra thing that you get when it comes to the VIP. You might want to check in with them as the event gets closer. I went looking online. I could not find out what exactly made these seats so VIP that they're $30, but you can check in and find out for yourself, because I couldn't find out. And another thing real quick as we continue on with this list, if you didn't make your information readily accessible, I did not inquire. Okay, I'm not chasing you for your information. You either give me your information at an easily accessible place, or you lose me. And with as competitive as this weekend is, if your information was hard to get, I went to the next thing. There were a couple of shows that I'm not actually going to mention on this list because I could not find a fucking thing out about them. All I know is that they're going to be either in North Jersey or in New York, and they exist. I don't know anything about the card. I don't know anything about tickets. I don't know anything. I barely had information on venues and locations. If you couldn't provide enough information for a casual fan to find you, then you're not of any interest to anybody. And I'm not saying that as an insult to any companies. That's just me telling you that if it's not an easy thing to find, it's not going to draw a whole lot of people. So that's more in you having to look within yourself and figure out what the hell you're doing. But UPWA did have all their information out. First 5 rows VIP $30, general admission $20, kids $10. Now here's the problem with kids $10. It doesn't have an age on it. You know, it doesn't have an age. Now, obviously, discretion, right? You're not going to give a 25-year-old, the $10 deal because his mom is still alive. He's somebody's kid. It needs to be specific. So I don't know the specifics. If you're going to ask, well, how old is kid? I don't know. Originally, this is a North Carolina-based Fed, so they're up here for WrestleMania weekend, and we're glad to have them. They're advertising the fact that all titles will be defended. There are a lot of matches on this card. I think I counted like 11, including a 30-man Royal Rumble. So you might want to pack a lunch with this one. As far as championships go, UPWA Heavyweight Championship, the champion, LA Tank, will be defending against new WWE signee, Robbie E. The Cruiserweight Championship on the line, Ricky Reyes, the man himself from Lucha Underground, will be defending against James Anthony. They also have Billy Gunn here on the card. They have another four-way tag. I have to mention one of the tags. As a matter of fact, they're the tag team champions. They'll be defending in this four-way. The Hispanic Mechanics, Team España. I have never heard of them before, but when I did the research for this, I found out about them, and I started looking into them. They're awesome. And the name is even awesomer. It's Jose with the letter A, and instead of and, it's Spanish, so it's we. It's we. That's French. It's instead of and, it's Jose E with the letter Y, as in and in Spanish. Jose and Jose B. And the A is capital and the B is epical. So it's like thing 1 and thing 2, but in Spanish. Jose and Jose B. Get it? I thought it was cool. And they're the tag team champions here. They'll be defending against the American Pitbulls, Shawn Cruz and Steven Idol, versus the team of Stars and Stripes, which is Buff Bagwell and the Patriot, getting tag team title opportunities here. And the fourth team, Dirty Blondes, Leo Bryan and Mike Patrick. There's a lot of other... another team that I want to mention that's not in that match, but they're in a tag team match here. The American Murder Society, Aaron Bradley and Steve Off. Very good tag team. Very hard-hitting. And their opponents, Tough Guy Inc., Brutal Bob Evans, and Tim Hughes. That's going to be a fucking fight. That's going to be a fight. Another championship on the line, UPWA Women's Championship. Kareem Mink, as the champion, will be defending against two of the best in the world right now, Mercedes Martinez and Nyla Rose, newly signed to AEW, Nyla Rose. Yes, the woman surrounded by all this controversy. She will be getting a UPWA Women's Championship match. And the champion of the Carolinas, Kenny Bangle, will be facing the winner of that Royal Rumble match I mentioned earlier. What an advantage for the champ. The guy's got to go through 29 of the guys and then get beat up by Kenny. So that's a UPWA. Next up on the docket here, WrestlePro. Does funny equal money? I guess we'll see. We'll see if it equals money. It's another New Jersey show. A lot of the Wednesday shows are in Jersey, so I guess because of the licensing stuff. But they have a meet and greet scheduled for 6 p.m. You'll get a chance to come by and meet Impact Wrestling superstar The Smoke Show, Scarlett Boudreaux, and one of the talents there, Mackenzie Mitchell, will be there. She's one of the interviewers, one of the backstage journalists there for Impact Wrestling. Those two will be on hand for the meet and greet, and possibly a few surprises. These meet and greets are never just the people advertised. Everyone's already in the building, so who knows who you'll get a chance to meet. Bell time, however, is at 8:30. It's at the Rahway Recreation Center, 275 East Milton Ave in Rahway, New Jersey. I placed the links down below. Once again, first row sold out. Second row, $50. Third row, $40. And GA, general admission, $30. A lot of interesting stuff here. Another tag team gauntlet match there. BWO is in that match, by the way, with my team España. So I'm really looking forward to that one. That's a tag team gauntlet. It's got about 6 or 7 teams in it. That's going to be constant, quick action here. The viral sensation of Santana Jackson, the guy who is using that Michael Jackson gimmick. Boy, he was using it before the documentary. He's got to be getting a ton of looks now that he's using it. Who are we going up against? Buzz Killer and Pat Buck. There's an actual Bird Box match booked for this show. And I was confused at first. What is a Bird Box match? And sure enough, it's not just the two guys blindfolded. Everyone's blindfolded. So the referee is blindfolded. The wrestlers are blindfolded. This is going to be very interesting to see how this works. I would love to see how that's going to go down. The match that I think will be the show stealer here, there's a fatal four-way that I think is going to go a little under promoted, but I think it should be one of their top promoted matches. There's a fatal four-way here: Matt McIntosh versus Johnny Clash versus Jake Manning versus Anthony Bowens. I think that's going to be an absolute killer of a match. Those four guys together, the athleticism in that match is outstanding, and I think people are going to sleep on that. Team Tremendous against Demon Bunny, who, if I'm not correct, is one of the major contributors to putting this show together. And my main event, buddy, a street fight. Swoggle versus Dan Moff. That's my main event for Wednesday. That's how all Wednesdays should end. A little guy and a big guy matchup. This is the ultimate little guy, big guy matchup right here. Everything that Shawn Michaels did in his career will pale in comparison to the efforts that Swoggle will put forward against Dan Moff. So that's WrestlePro. We're going to be seeing them again a little later on here on the list. Some of these companies are running multiple shows. It's not enough to have one. Apparently, you've got to have quite a few. So we dip into Thursday here, April 4th. We'll start our day off at noon on Thursday at La Boom in Queens as Evolve 125 will take place. Again, it's in Queens, 56-15 Northern Boulevard in Queens. Links for the tickets are below. They have reserved seating anywhere ranging from $50 to $100. Again, if you click the links below, each seat kind of has its own setting price. So that's the range. It's between $50 and $100. They have general admission seats for you guys at $40. I have had the privilege of working Evolve shows in that building before, and I can tell you right now, the seating, reserved seating, is a little bit more elevated than your GA seats. The GA seats still are not bad. If you don't feel like dropping the 50 or the 100 for the reserved seats, I still think you should get the GA tickets. This is going to be a great show for Thursday. NXT guys will already be getting the work in because this particular Evolve show is headlined by the Evolve Championship matchup champion, Austin Theory, the one young guy everyone's talking about. He is the talk of the wrestling world right now. Austin Theory, young guy, 22 years old, I think, and he is just crushing it on the indie scene right now. He's the Evolve champion. He'll be defending against Undisputed Era member Kyle O'Reilly. That's right, former Ring of Honor World Champion, current NXT superstar Kyle O'Reilly, heading back to the indies for one more going around. He's going to go up against the young man. The Evolve Tag Team titles on the line. Eddie Kingston and Joe Gacy, the Unwanted, defend against Konosuke Takeshita and Mao. I'm going to pronounce it Mao because it's in caps and it's M-A-O, Mao. We get two matches out of the Street Profits as they will be in singles grudge matches. That's how they're being labeled. Montez Ford of the Street Profits against Shane Strickland of the Unwanted. That's going to be dope. Angelo Dawkins versus Colby Carino. That is going to be a slaughter. Nah, Colby's a great wrestler. That's going to be an interesting match of how that dynamic works. The big lumbersome wrestler against the agile little guy is going to be pretty cool. So there's going to be a lot of matches on that card too. I think the Beaver Boys are back together on that card too. Yeah, they are. John Silver and Alex Reynolds against AR Fox and Leon Ruff. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff. So that's noon, and we have another noon show. So if you're not in the Queens area and you're back in New Jersey and you don't feel like traveling into the city, don't worry. We got pro wrestling over there as well. As IndependentWrestling.tv presents Family Reunion. They'll be at the White Eagle Hall at 337 Newark Ave, Jersey City, New Jersey. If you're a wrestling fan and you plan on doing a lot of the wrestling shows for WrestleMania weekend, including WrestleMania, getting a hotel room in Jersey City sounds like the best idea ever because almost half of these shows that I'm going to talk to you about are in the White Eagle Hall. It's so amazing how many of these people are running out of that same venue. Excuse me. Are running out of that same venue. And MetLife is not that far from this place. As a matter of fact, while I'm talking to you, I'm going to pull that up and give you the exact. I will be able to tell you exactly how far it is, actually. But Independent Wrestling TV, IndependentWrestling.tv. I got to be specific because they're a streaming site. They stream pro wrestling 24/7, baby. And this is going to be one of their live stream presentations at that venue. Ticket information down below. First row, $50. Second row, $38. Third row, $34. Pretty much the same prices for the staging, seating, and, of course, balcony reserved at $36. They have an outstanding card, Jack Pack. There's a whole lot of great cards. Trust me, I'm going to be honest with you because there's some cards we're going to get to where I'm not that enamored. But this one actually looks really good. And I like on the indie shows that there seems to be a nice blend of older talent, younger talent. And some cards, the older talent gets to shine. Some cards, the younger talent gets to shine. And in this particular card, the younger guys will definitely get the nod here. This event, of course, being headlined by the big main event, independent wrestling champion Orange Cassidy, another young guy that if you're not keeping an eye on, this guy's really, really good. He's really making the rounds, and you're going to see a lot of him this WrestleMania weekend. But he's the independent wrestling champion. He'll be defending against Jonathan Grisham, one of Ring of Honor's newest signees. This guy is also amazing. That's going to be a great classic one-on-one matchup, like a great wrestling matchup. It's going to be really good. Really, really good. We forward ahead on to 3 p.m. And 3 p.m. is going to be very interesting because we are getting our first taste here of the UK wrestling. It's our first chance to really get a chance to see this, and it's dual promoted. So it's two UK companies getting together and putting on a show. It's Destiny World Wrestling and Fight Club Pro. They're putting a presentation together called Fight for Destiny. Actually, not a bad name considering what I just said a little while ago. And they're going to be running in my old stomping ground, the NYC Arena, 91-12, 144th place. That is the address, 91-12. And then it's 144th place in Jamaica, New York. Ticket information below. First row was sold out. This is why I'm still giving you guys the information. First row was sold out, but they added new seats. Those seats are $60. Second row $40. General admission $30. You're going to get a chance to see a lot of the European guys, a lot of UK guys you wouldn't normally get a chance to see. Ricky Shane Page versus Mark Davis. The Rascals, Desmond Xavier and Zachary Wentz against besties in the world, Matt Fitchett and Davey Vega versus Team White Wolf, A-Kid and Carlos Romo versus Session Juice, Session Moth Martina, and Orange Cassidy. I told you you're going to be seeing a lot of that. That's another four-way tag. We have six-man tag team action as Chris Brooks, Kid Lycos, and Kyle Fletcher will take on the team of Amazing Red, Puma King, and Robbie Eagles. A fatal four-way match for the Destiny Next Championship. Kip Sabian versus Penelope Ford versus Trey Miguel versus Jake Atlas. A lot going on there. A lot more to appear on that show. We skip ahead to 4 p.m. Guys, this is we're on the road here to WrestleMania. I know you're hearing a lot. By the way, I just pulled it up. The White Eagle Hall, 337 Newark Avenue, is literally an 18-minute drive from MetLife Stadium. Transportation, public transportation, obviously a little longer because New Jersey Transit is just weird. If you're not from New Jersey and you're heading in for WrestleMania weekend, get ready because this is New Jersey Transit's a little off. Anyway, 4 o'clock, and we're back at White Eagle Hall as Game Changer Wrestling presents Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. For those of you who don't know, Josh Barnett, obviously big MMA guy, big UFC legend. He'll be presenting his first pro wrestling show with Game Changer. A lot of talent advertised for the show. Obviously, Josh himself, Simon Grimm, Frank Mir, Minoru Suzuki of New Japan, Dan Severn, The Beast, Jonathan Grisham, Andy Williams, Masashi Takeda, Dominic Guarini, and Phil Baroni. A lot of matches already scheduled for that, so you guys can check that out. I don't have a lot of ticket information for you because the event is completely sold out. But this and all the other Game Changer shows, which are also pretty much sold out, you can catch on fight.tv, F-I-T-E.tv, and search Game Changer Wrestling and pull up all this stuff. If you are a technical ground game pro wrestling fan, catch point, all that stuff, this is for you. Strong style to the fucking max. Josh Barnett, as a matter of fact, is going to be going against Suzuki himself, so that's going to be a fucking fight. 4 p.m., about an hour later, we're going to begin with another foreign wrestling company coming in for the visit. WXW. Westside Extreme Wrestling presents America First Wunderbar. Over at Laboom, 56-15 Northern Boulevard in Queens. Ticket information down at the bottom. This is the first company that I ran across that runs their tickets through morethanmania.com. That is more than THAN mania.com /tickets.html because they put a website together that takes care of multiple shows at once. You can do individual shows. You can do the Evolve shows, WXW, DDT, Kaiju Big Battle, Shimmer, WWN Super Show, and an after party that we'll talk about later. You can get individual tickets to those shows, or you can get bundles for all of them for a discounted price. And you can do that by going to morethanmania.com. If you do that, it's kind of easy pickings. It's one website. You can get your tickets for multiple different shows. That was a great idea, whoever came up with that, because it just makes it so much easier for fans and a little bit more enticing. You know, once you put the numbers in front of you and you figure how much are you willing to really spend for all these shows, it's a lot easier than going website to website to website. So I want to share that with you. It's morethanmania.com/tickets.html. This particular show, and you're going to be hearing these prices for all those other shows as well. But first row, ringside row stage, and elevated ringside rail, all $100. Second row for the same setups, ringside stage, blah 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 blah, is $75, and then third row $50. General admission $40. Not a whole lot of matches announced for this card. I know my boys LEX will be on it. Santana and Ortiz will be taking on The Crown, which is Uran, I-U-R-N, Uran. I apologize if I'm saying these names wrong. Uran Simmons and Alexander James. Lucky Kid against the Product David Starr. There's a lot of great matches that's going to be on here. Unified World Wrestling Championship will be defended. The champion, Bobby Guns, will be defending against Shigehiro Iri. So that should be very interesting. 4 p.m. there. A lot more confirmed talent for that. 7 p.m. we take it to the evening. This one's actually very interesting. 7 p.m. NYWC, A Matter of Pride Wrestling presents Diva Mania. Now, NYWC is a co-promoter with an actual company, A Matter of Pride Wrestling, and they'll be co-promoting along the way. They've done, I think, a show or two already under their belt. This is their first WrestleMania weekend working together. They'll be providing a show, Diva Mania. It's going to be taking place at Stage 48, Lucky Chang's Drag Queen Show Cabaret. As you can tell by everything I'm describing, this is a very LGBTQ plus all that stuff. Very heavy atmosphere for that. The gay atmosphere, it's trans, it's very all-encompassing. If this is the type of stuff that you feel uncomfortable with, skip it, because the amount of negativity that people have been spewing online since the AEW thing with Sonny Kiss, who will be on the show, by the way, Sonny Kiss and Nyla Rose. If you're the kind of person that does not enjoy that form of entertainment, don't buy the fucking ticket. Just don't go. And that's not them saying that. That's just me saying it. I would rather a room full of excited, happy pro wrestling fans who don't really give a shit about the sexual orientation of the performers. And judging by the ticket sales so far, folks, I may not be wrong on that. You'll see the ticket information located below. First and second row already sold out. General admission, which would be for the main floor, and there's mezzanine available, is $30. So $30 in Midtown Manhattan, 605 West 48th Street, over on the west side. Can't go wrong with that. And I know a lot of the talent on this show. Sonny Kiss against Melina Perez. That's the Melina from WWE fame, former WWE Women's Champion Melina. Nyla Rose will also be in action against Mariah Marino. There's a wedding ceremony that's going to take place, officiated by former WWE superstar Terry Runnels. Eddie McQueen versus Cassius. There's going to be a lot of different mixed matches. This is going to be pure entertainment, man. Pure entertainment. These people are going to go out there and put on a hell of a show. So if you're insecure about yourself and this is not the type of thing you want to be a part of, just stay home. As a matter of fact, the next show is also at 7 p.m. Why don't you hop into a cab, head over to Queens, and check out MLW Fusion TV taping Rise of the Renegades. It'll be taking place in the Melrose Ballroom. I think that's the same place that Impact had that pay-per-view. But it's 36-08 33rd Street, Queens, New York. Of course, you can head over to MLW.com. All the information down is below. VIP all first row and meet and greet sold out. Balcony Center Mezzanine North sold out. You still have second and third row options for $70 and $60 apiece. Ringside bleacher seating 50, reserve seating first floor sections 40, and of course you have your general admission standing room only. I told you that I would give you the heads up. This is one of them, standing room only. This is what they mean by general admission. $20 gets you into the building. You do not have a seat. You are not required to have a seat. So That's what's going on there. It's a TV taping. Anything is bound to change, but they have announced some of the matches. La Park versus Pentagon Jr., Hijo de La Park as well against Gringo Loco. The one match I think that will totally steal the show, Ray Horus versus Ace Austin, is going to be a street fight for the MLW World Championship. Tom Lawler, fresh off his win from against Low-Key for that belt, will take on Jimmy Havoc. In a street fight, believe it or not, against Jimmy Havoc, I think the champ's at a disadvantage here, but that's another conversation for another day. A lot more action there. Sammy Callahan's going to be in the house. Minoru Tanaka against Daga. A lot of cool stuff. Ray Phoenix, Airwolf. Main evented by a gigantic six-man tables match. The Hart Foundation, Brian Pillman Jr., Davey Boy Smith Jr., and Teddy Hart versus the Dynasty, MJF, Alex Hammerstone, and Richard Holiday. MJF, of course, Maxwell Jacob Feinstein of AEW notoriety. He will be on their program soon enough. Another 7 o'clock show. So if you're not in Midtown Manhattan, if you're not in Queens, you can head over. Actually, this show is also in Midtown Manhattan, but it's on the other side, Avenue of the Americas. So if you don't want to go to A Matter of Pride, you can head over to the WrestleCon Super Show and check out their stuff. They've got tickets down available. The links below, 7 p.m., of course. They've labeled most of their matches surprises. Most are surprise matches. So far, I think the biggest match they have on there, Will Ospreay versus Bandito, Dragon Lee versus Barbaro Caverino, and Zack Sabre Jr. is issuing an open challenge. So that's that. 7:30, back in Jersey, Interspecies Wrestling presents Boner Jam 4, Balls Out. I've been waiting to say that since I learned the name. I was like, I'm going to do it again. Interspecies Wrestling, ISW, presents Boner Jam 4, Balls Out. As I'm saying balls out, I'm punching into the air, two-piece punching. Balls out. White Eagle Hall, Newark Ave, near Jersey City, New Jersey. The ticket link is below. First row stage, $50. Reserved seating in the balcony, 45. Second row, 40. For floor and stage. Third row, floor and stage, 35. Fourth row, stage, 35. And general admission, standing room only, $25. The King of Crazy Championship will be on the line as Eddie Starr goes against Nick Gage, goes against Jeff Cannonball, and goes against Matt Tremont in a Fans Bring the Legos death match. Those pesky Legos will make its way into the White Eagle Hall. Another great card here. Dirty Daddy Chris Dickinson against Chris Brooks. Lots of tag team matches. There's one match here that is in particular that I just think, for entertainment purposes, is going to be hilarious. But it's Bastion Snow's International Food Fight Invitational. What a mouthful to say, and I'm sure a mouthful to compete in. So that's all going down over at Interspecies. Again, there's full match cards on the actual websites. I do not have time to read them all because I don't want to be here all day and bore you to tears for these things. So a special surprise for all you American fans who love your Japanese wrestling, not just wrestling from New Japan, but your Japanese comedy wrestling. The DDT promotion out in Japan will be in the house. They will be in the New York area. Queens, La Boom. I just want to see what DDT is going to do at La Boom. 56-15 Northern Boulevard. I've said it before. They're presenting their presentation of Main Event Coming to America. I keep stumbling on that. DDT presents Main Event Coming to America. Same setup here as the other tickets from morethanmania.com. First row, second row, third row, 100, 75, 50, general admission, 40. Long list of names here, and I can't pronounce any of them. But I will let you guys know that the Women of Honor champion will be in the house. Mayu Yamashita, she's there. She's going against Maki Ito. And there's going to be a weapons rumble. Not a rumble match with multiple people. It's one-on-one, but they're referring to it as a weapons rumble. They got to fight with weapons. Mayo versus Sanshiro Takagi. And a lot of great talent on the show. So and American talent as well. Jerry Ryan's going to be on this show. Ethan Page is going to be on this show. Jason Kincaid's going to be on this show. There's a lot of mixed mashing of talent here. So it's going to be a lot of fun. DDT is not just comedy. They have a little bit of wrestling for everybody. So Should be interesting. At 11 p.m., 11 p.m., long night for these gentlemen. Impact Wrestling will be having their presentation of United We Stand over at the Rawway Recreation Center, 275 East Milton Ave, Rawway, New Jersey. Of course, ImpactWrestling.com. I put a Facebook event just, I don't know, shits and giggles. Happy to announce first 3 rows here are sold out completely. They only have general admission bleacher seats left at $40. It's a taping, so anything's bound to change, but they've already announced Monsters Ball, Sami Callihan versus Jimmy Havoc. Jimmy Havoc is going to have a long fucking weekend. He's in a street fight, he's in a Monsters Ball match, he's in a very physical weekend for him. Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix Lucha Bros will be going against the United for one night only, I would assume. Rob Van Dam and Sabu. It'll be Lucha Underground versus Impact, Aerostar, Drago, and Daga, and King Cuerno versus Brian Cage, Johnny Impact, Moose, and Eddie Edwards. We have a Ultimate X match. We have an X Division Championship match, Knockout Championship match, and LAX is in action again against Rookie Martinez and Low Key from MLW. It'll be an interpromotional tag team matchup. That is Impact Wrestling. If you guys don't have the ability to go live, again, check it out on the streaming service. 11:55 p.m. We're getting to the wee hours here. Kaiju Big Battle will present its presentation of the 25th Silver Jubilee over in Boom, 56-15 Northern Boulevard. Links are below. First row, ringside stage, and elevated is $50, and of course, general admission $35. There's no real match card for Kaiju. If you don't know what Kaiju Big Battle is, it's a bunch of guys in foam outfits in a foam city atmosphere. It takes place in a ring. There's actual wrestling to some degree, but it's just... This is one of those situations, folks, where I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for you. I'm not really big on Kaiju Big Battle, but just because I'm not into it doesn't mean you're not. Who knows? So I'm just letting you know that it's there. 11:59. Absolute Intense Wrestling presents Slumber Party Massacre. White Eagle Hall again. All the ticket information is below. Click the links. They've already sold out the first row and stage front row as well. So we have a bunch of different pricing things there. Going just from about $25 to $55. Can't go wrong. Even if the high is $55, puts you in the second row ringside, dude. Cannot go wrong. We have Fatal 4-Way Tag Team title match on there. Eddie Kingston takes on Shinjiro Otani. Scott Steiner versus Swoggle. Take my fucking money. Please. And there's other matches, but of course there will be headlined by the Absolute Championship, which will be on the line. Pretty Boy Smooth is the champion. He'll be going up against Filthy Tom Lawyer, the MLW champion, versus Tim Donst versus Matthew Justice. We're getting into Friday. I've been doing this for 30 minutes already, and we're just getting into Friday. Friday, we begin early, 10 a.m. The New Japan Ring of Honor G1 Supercard Festival will start at 10 a.m. It's a fan convention. No matches. You're going to get a chance to meet some of your favorite superstars, maybe get some merch. There's some free stuff that's going to be given out. It's going to be a good time. You still need to buy a ticket. Obviously, you can head over to the links that I've provided below to do that. At 11, WrestleCon USA versus the World. Now, there's a difference. I've said WrestleCon a few times now. Let me distinguish the difference here. There's an actual WrestleCon, like a convention going on, and then there's WrestleCon shows. You can look at the WrestleCon website for the actual con, because I really didn't look up information for that. I'm more focused on the shows. So if you want to look up information for the con, you're more than welcome to, but I'm here to talk about the shows. So this one is USA versus the World. Hilton Midtown is where this is taking place, just like the other show, New York City in Hilton in Midtown. 1335, the Avenue of Americas. Big card. Brian Cage is there, MJF, Ethan Page. Ethan Page and MJF are really working hard that weekend. Another six-man tag match. The Rascals, Xavier Wentz and Miguel, going against Dragon Gate's RED faction, Daga, Ida, and Big R Shimizu. Brian Pillman Jr. versus Emil Stakoshi, and David Starr versus Susumu Yokosuka. A lot of great action there. A lot of great action there. 11 a.m. Shimmer 113 takes place over at Laboom. Ticket information is down at the bottom. I'm actually going to stop running down numbers because, like I said, the ticket stuff is at the bottom there. No matches as of yet, or at least none that I could find, but you're going to get a chance to see all of your famous Shimmer stars, champions that are going to be in the house. Shimmer champion Nicole Savoy, the tag team champions Cheerleader Melissa and Mercedes Martinez. What a dream team those two are. They must be getting over people left and right. Heart of Shimmer champion, what's that, Dust? Dust. There you go. Shazza McKenzie, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, the dentist. Tessa Blanchard, Shotzi Blackheart. I mean, they're all going to be there. Sue Young, Samantha Heights. Still listed here is Lufisto. I'm not entirely sure if she will. For those of you who did not listen to my episode a little while ago, she just recently announced her retirement. So, who knows what's going to happen there, but that's an opportunity there. Noon. Chikara presents Once Upon a Beginning. We're back at White Eagle Hall. Ticket information down at the bottom. Chikara Grand Championship ladder match. Mr. Touchdown will challenge the champion Dasher Hatterfield. We've got an 8-man tag. Jigsaw, Thunder Frog, Razorhawk, and Chucky T versus Hollow Wicked, Eric Cannon, Hermit Crab, and Cam Zagami. Zagami starts with a Z. Lots more talent available for that show. Good to see Chikara back into the game here. I love the title of the show, Once Upon a Beginning. That's nice. They also have a few rows sold out, so get your tickets for that. IPW. Another UK brand will be in the NYC Arena in Jamaica, 91-12, 144th place. Ticket information, of course, links at the bottom. They have a first row VIP deal going with posters for $40. Second row 30, GA 20. Not a whole lot of talent named for this just yet. Kip Sabian's going to be on the show. He's got Von Vertigo one-on-one. One of the takeaways here, a no-rules barroom brawl where beer is required. The Cowboy James Storm of TNA Impact fame will be taking on Jimmy Havoc in that contest. And now we head over to 3 p.m. here. 3 p.m. The WWN Super Show, Mercury Rising. That's going to be taking place in Low Boom. Again, these addresses are all going to be at the bottom, dude, because I just keep repeating the same locations over and over and over. It's getting to be much. Plus, we're getting deep into the show now, and I'm trying to get to Sunday. I'm still finishing Friday here. 6-man tag team action here. AR Fox, Leon Ruff, and Adrian Alanis versus Team DDT, Daisuke Sasaki, Tetsuya Endo, and Soma Takao. I have to head to Japan at some point, just for learning purposes, I guess, at this point. WWN Championship matches on the line. The champion, JD Drake, will go against Kazuasada versus Higuchi. Shine Championship also on the line. Allison Kay will be defending against an unnamed opponent. I guess they're going to surprise her with something at the show. FIP Championship match as well. Anthony Henry defending his title against Absolute Andy. Lots going on that card. We head over to 3 p.m. Revolution Pro Wrestling in the New York City Hilton in Midtown. All that information, again, is down at the bottom. $29 to $109 is the range. Each seat kind of has its own pricing there. So far, from what they've announced, they've only really announced 2 matches and some confirmed talent. But the big one here, the big main event here, Hiroshi Tanahashi is going to be in the house in New York. He'll be teaming with Will Ospreay to go against Minoru Suzuki and Zack Sabre Jr. That should be one hell of a fucking contest. That's a tag team match. It's going to make a lot of men moist, to be honest with you. 3:30 p.m. Black Label Pro presents Adventures in Wrestling. We're back at the White Eagle Hall here. A couple rows sold out. A lot of different ticket prices here. Head over to the link below, brown paper bag. brownpapertickets.com. The link is below. The championship, the Black Label Pro Championship, is on the line. Champion Ethan Page defending against Kobe Durst. Nick Gage versus Swoggle. Swoggle is just going to be... Swoggle's the MVP of this weekend so far. It really is. He's going to be in a lot of fucking fights here. One of the matches on this card that I think is going to go underappreciated here. But Jonathan Grisham versus Masato Yoshino, if you're not familiar with his work from Dragon Gate. That's going to be an insane matchup. The Independent Wrestling Championship on the line again. Should he still be the champion, Orange Cassidy will once again defend against Brian Alvarez. I guess Brian Alvarez will be paying close attention to his other defense. Keep an eye on to see who he'll be competing against. So you got a lot of other talent: Chris Dickinson, Ellie Cat, Chris Stanley, and Maria Maddox. And there's a lot of people who are going to be here. It's going to be a happening here. 4 p.m. 4 p.m. You will get a chance for all you internet guys who keep talking shit about the women's revolution and how they don't hold a candle to that Josie style and yada yada yada. Now is the time to put your money where your mouth is, because Stardom's going to be in the house 4 p.m. at the NYC Arena in Queens. Stardom presents American Dream 2019. First 3 rows already sold out. 4 through 8 and standing. It's pretty much $50 to get in. They're all going to be there, folks. Confirmed talent. They're all going to be there. Queen's Quest stars, even a few Americans. Britt Baker's going to be there. Brittany Blake. Some Europeans are going to be there. Bea Priestley, new AEW signing. A couple of locals. Sonia Strong, Violet from House of Glory. That's their home base, and they're going to be welcoming in their guests personally by being on the show. So that should be a lot of fun. Stardom's going to give you guys an opportunity to really get your fix of that strong style women's wrestling. 6 o'clock or 6:15 is NXT TakeOver. Not going to do a whole much with NXT TakeOver, obviously. We'll go over the matches another time. I wrote it here because if I had time, I would divulge a bit into it. But I do not, so I will not. And we're going to move on here to 7 p.m. MLW, Major League Wrestling, presents Battle Riot 2 in the Melrose Ballroom, 36-08 33rd Street, Long Island City, New York. All ticket information below. Tickets left. Our general admission standing only $20. This is pretty much a 2-match card. There's going to be a Battle Riot, which is a Royal Rumble style match. This is going to have all the heavy hitters in it: Pentagon Jr., Davey Boy Smith Jr., Ace Romero, the heaviest of hitters. Teddy Hart, Ace Austin, Low Key, Brian Pillman Jr. I mean, you name them. Sammy Callahan. They're all going to be in this matchup. As a side attraction, they will also be an MLW Middleweight Championship match. The champion, Teddy Hart, will be defending against Ace Austin. Let me see here. 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Game Changer Wrestling will also be presenting Joey Janela's Spring Break 3 Part 1. Joey Janela's entire experience here as being the host of these Spring Break shows has been an absolute success for quite a while now, and now we've got 2 nights of it. It's going to be Spring Break 3 Part 1 here, and then Part 2 the following evening. Not too many matches have been announced. Obviously, everything's kind of on the fly with them, but you have a death match with Masashi Takada versus Jimmy Lloyd. The Japanese names always get me. You never really noticed it before because I really haven't done too much Japanese stuff. But as you can clearly see now, I'm struggling. Shinjiro Otani versus Nick Cage in a dream match, basically a dream death match. Final battle. The final battle for Ethan Page's soul and dignity as a wrestler and a human being. That's what's on the line here. His soul and dignity as a wrestler and a human being. Ethan Page will have all that on the line as he competes against what's known as a mystery opponent at this time. Mystery opponent. They do not know. Aside from Joey Janela, the next up show here, 8 p.m., same time slot as the other one, only this one's taking place in Midtown Manhattan. We're back at the Hilton, and it is tickets. Link is below. It's between $29 and $109. Obviously, again, this is one of those things where the seats they range, and I'm not going to sit here all day. But it is Joey Ryan's penis party. Again, folks, this is not for me. It's for you. I cannot get into these shows, but from what I hear, you guys can. So here you go. There's going to be interesting matches here. David Arquette's on this show. He's got Timothy Thatcher. That should be interesting. I just want to see how David Arquette does against that guy. Shark Boy is back in the ring for this show. Puma King, Black Taurus, Mr. Iguana, Shark Boy, and Green Ant in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-way matchup, apparently. And your headlining matchup, 6-man or 6-person. No, yeah. 3 guys, 3 girls. 6-person tag team match. Joey Ryan, Val Venus, and Sexy Eddie versus Session Moth Martina, Priscilla Kelly, and Scarlett Boudreaux. That's your headlining match for Joey Ryan's penis party. 11:59 p.m. Blackcraft Wrestling presents No Apologies. We're back at the White Eagle Hall here at 337 Newark Ave. Ticket information below. Second row $80, third row $60, balcony reserved for $75, and general admission $30. Masato Tanaka and Chris Dickinson are gonna do battle here. Devil's Den match. Jimmy Havoc versus G Raver. Jimmy Havoc is having a long weekend here. That's a long day, let alone a weekend. The former WWE superstar Gangrel will be in the ring. Blackcraft Women's Championship on the line is Soraya Knight, Paige's mom, will defend the championship against Maria Manic, and in a big 10-team gauntlet that will be taking place. There's also a battle royal in this. There's a lot of multi-man people matches here. Blackcraft Heavyweight Championship match. Johnny Blackcraft. There you go. Johnny Blackcraft is the champion of Blackcraft Wrestling. There you go. Against the product David Starr. Again, see how I'm holding? You see how I'm biting back? That's maturity right there. That's me improving as a person. So that takes us to Saturday. Saturday, we're going to begin our morning off at the 11 o'clock hour as Wrestling Revolver will present its showcase of Pancakes and Pile Drivers 3. That'll be at the New York City Hilton as well. Big time names on this show. Pac versus Rich Swann. We got Ricky Shane Page versus Tessa Blanchard. The Wrestling Revolver Tag Team Championships are on the line. The Gauntlet match, the Rascals, Xavier and Vince, against the Lucha Bros, LAX, Aussie Open, and the Besties in the World, and Team Tremendous, all in one gigantic Gauntlet match. I think this is the Rascals' second Gauntlet match of the weekend, so they got a long week ahead of them, too. A lot of guys doing a lot of work here. Big time work. Triple threat match between Impact Wrestling's Moose, Brian Cage, and David Starr. Well, the first two are Impact Wrestling superstars. David Starr, not currently contracted, but you never know. A lot of big matches here. A lot of very Impact Wrestling heavy here. There's even a four-way here. AR Fox, JT Dunn, Ace Austin, and Sammy Guevara, which I think is going to be fantastic. We head over to noon. We're back at Game Changer Wrestling for GCW Presents Orange Cassidy is Doing Something or whatever, who knows. That's literally the name of the show, folks. I did not make that up on the fly. It is literally called Orange Cassidy is Doing Something or whatever, who knows. And they're back at the White Eagle Hall here. Ticket information below. General admission, standing room only, $20. Jonathan Grisham versus Sanjaro Watani. Teddy Hart is doing something called Teddy Hart's Reading Rainbow. Should be interesting. Our second 1-minute match of the weekend, a 1-minute time limit. This will not be an Iron Man match like the other one was. This is a 1-minute time limit. This is a one fall to a finish matchup between the best friends forever. Chucky T and Trent are going to go one-on-one here. And there's a 5 o'clock somewhere last person standing match between Session Moth Martina versus Nate Webb. A lot of stuff going on here at GCW. Even more than the stuff that I just mentioned here, so check them out. We're going to head over to 2 o'clock here. 2 o'clock, WWN Live Experience Wrap-Up. That is for the WWN website, which you can go back to where I told you before. Morethanmania.com has that bundle and has those tickets available for you. They have general admission tickets still available for $40, and there's no card for that because it is a dual promoted show here. It's under the WWN umbrella, but it's Kaiju Big Battle versus DDT. And the show is called Double Danger Time. That should be chaotic. If you want, I know it's 2 p.m., but if you really wanted to start drinking early and just bug out to crazy shit, I would love to get high and go to that show. I just think I would pee my pants from all the entertainment I'd be getting. If you don't want to be in that section of Brooklyn at 2 o'clock and you want to find some wrestling, Jamaica Queens has your spot because also at 2 p.m., House of Glory Wrestling will present its Culture Class 19. Now, for everyone who has shows running in New York this weekend, this is the home promotion. This is the home team here. House of Glory, this is their building, is where they run. And they're sold out for most of it. They still have some second and third row in GA. Second at $80, 30 at 60, and general admission at 20. But their main event alone, Low Key and LAX teaming up. They'll do battle the night before, but they will team up here at House of Glory. So you can't miss either one as they team up to take on the team of the Great Muda, Pentagon Jr., and Tajiri. First time ever in the States, Muda and Tajiri will be tagging up. Private Party, Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn, one of the most prolific tag teams in the entire country, will be taking on Juicy Product. That's right, the return of Damon Starr and JT Dunn. This may be one night only, folks, and you only get the chance to see them at 2 p.m. at House of Glory. A lot of other matches as well, Phoenix and Amazing Red. And, of course, the Crown Jewel Championship will be on the line. My good buddy, a guest on my show not so long ago, Mantequilla, will be defending his championship against Kikutaro at this event. More matches will be coming out. Click the link below for hogwrestling.net and find out more as more gets released. We take us now to 4 p.m. 4 p.m. IWS Inter Wrestling Species presents Unstoppable. That's the White Eagle Hall again, folks. First row, $65. General admission, $26. Why the odd numbers? I have no clue. That was their decision. I'm just presenting the information to you. Only a few matches announced so far, but a lot of great talent for this show, too. A lot of interchanging parts. Matt Tremont, Nick Gage, and the Green Phantom. Triple threat match. That's going to be pretty interesting. That's going to be a fight. I don't know about wrestling. That was going to be a fight. And if that wasn't enough to get you, the Hardcore Women's Championship also on the line. Addie Starr versus Veda Scott and Solo Darling. So we're going to, we got a little bit of everything this weekend. We got technical shows. We've got deathmatch shows. We've got wrestling in foam suits and all kinds of crazy shit this weekend. 6:30, Uncanny Attractions presents Drags and Drop Kicks. They'll be performing their show at the House of Yes, which is at 2 Wyckoff Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. General admission alone, $35. They also have a deal going for the sign posters and VIP seating. I think that's only an additional $5. I think it's like $40. I didn't write it down. I don't think it had a number, but I wrote this down like a few days ago. I think by now, I think it's gone up to about $45. But you can click the link below and find out for sure exactly what that price is. Mixed match of challenge of competitors here. A lot of unknown, but very good talent. Casanova Valentine's going to be there against MV Young. I've seen both of those guys in action. They're really, really good. Pinky Sanchez, one of my boys over here, he's going to be in action. Everett Cross, the god of drivers, my friend, he will be in the house doing his thing. So you guys might want to check that out if you're in that section of Brooklyn or you just happen to be cutting through. If you're going from IWS to my next show here, you can probably stop on by over at Brooklyn. Hall of Fame. WWE Hall of Fame's at 7, but again, we're not going to do too much on that, so I'll leave that alone. We're moving over to 7:30. We're back to WrestlePro. WrestlePro versus CZW, Rawway Recreation Center. 275 East Milton Ave, Rahway, New Jersey. Ticket link is below. First row $40, second row $30, general admission $20. A lot of cool standout singles matches here. Matt McIntosh versus Johnny Silver, which should be super good. Anthony Bowens versus DJ Hyde, for some reason, was booked for this show. I understand what's going on. If that's going to be a good match. Team España versus The Rep. The Rep have been doing some cool shit lately. 2019 is looking really good for The Rep so far. They're going up against Team España, so that should be dope. Dan Moff versus Mance Warner and a whole lot more. Matt Tremont in option. We've got Chris Statlander, Layla Hirsch. It's going to be a lot of cool shit going down. WrestlePro versus CZW. Check that out at 7:30 if you're in the New Jersey area. If you're not, and chances are a good chunk of you will not be, because you're going to probably find yourself Midtown, Madison Square Garden at 7:30, because that's the big show. Other than WrestleMania and TakeOver, this is the big one, the one that everyone's talking about, the one that everyone's clamoring for. 7:30, New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor presents the G1 Supercard, Madison Square Garden. This show deserves an episode all by itself. All the ticket information will be below. I don't have any prices for you. You gotta go check them out if there are even any left. A lot to break down from this card. Obviously, a ton of matches. They want to get everybody they can on this. The IWGP and Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship has been figured out. The IWGP Tag Team Champions, the Gorillas of Destiny, Tama and Tanga, will defend their championship against the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions of Villain Enterprises, as well as the Briscoes, and as well as Sonata and Evil. It'll be a 4-way tag. Winner will get all the belts. 2 tag team titles will be heading to 1 team in this matchup. That is insane. Hiroshi Tanahashi, the ace of New Japan, will get a Rev Pro British Heavyweight Championship match against Zack Sabre Jr. in the Garden. That's crazy. The IWGP Intercontinental Championship, Tetsuya Naito versus Kota Ibushi. Of course, the Ring of Honor World Title ladder match, triple threat, Jay Lethal defending against Matt Taven and Marty Scurll. A lot of people saying that's going to be the main event. Who knows? Because that other matchup is equally as important. IWGP Heavyweight Championship match. Jay White defending against Kazuchika Okada. There's going to be a lot of action here. Bully Ray has got an open challenge for a street fight. The Women of Honor Championship on the line. Never Open Weight Championship and the TV Championship. Also, winner take all, Will Ospreay and Jeff Cobb. Here's a big takeaway. The Honor Rumble is going to be a Royal Rumble match or a Battle Royal, depending on how they decide to do it. Confirmed for this Battle Royal is Jushin Thunder Liger. I mentioned to you, I think it was last week, I mentioned to you guys that I didn't really want to do a whole lot on Jushin Liger until we found out for sure that he was retiring or not retiring. But I do know for a fact one of the bucket list things that he had was wrestling at the Garden. He never had a chance to wrestle at Madison Square Garden, and that's where apparently a lot of his young inspiration to being a pro wrestler came from. He would see Tatsumi Fujinami at the Garden and decided on that day, I'm going to be a pro wrestler, and he's had a hell of a career, but he's never been in the Garden. So it's awesome to see that he's going to perform in the Garden on the best show, and he didn't need the WWE to get there. We're going to talk more on this card another time, but this is going to be a ridiculously great opportunity, and for that matter, I hope that show opens with that matchup, to be fair, because I would just love to see Jushin be the first guy out there. After this show is immediately over, GCW is letting the people know as soon as that show is over, head on over to the New Jersey Transit lines as fast as you can. Get down to, you're already at Madison Square Garden, so the trains are right underneath the Garden. All you have to do is head downstairs to Penn Station, take a train, head over to head over to Jersey City, get back to the White Eagle Hall, because Game Changer Wrestling will present Joey Janela's Spring Break 3 Part 2, The Greatest Clusterfuck. And that is the name of the show. It's one of the greatest names GCW really knocked it out of the park with these names. Joey Janela's Spring Break Part 3, Spring Break 3 Part 2, The Greatest Clusterfuck. Once again, sold out, but you can catch the event, if I'm not mistaken, on Fight TV as well. I put the ticket information anyway below just so in case anything changes. A lot of confirmed talent. Necro Butcher. S.A. Rios is confirmed. So is Jeff Farmer. If you don't know who Jeff Farmer is, he's been notorious online for forever. He was a former developmental talent. Not developmental. He was just a job guy, basically, essentially. He was a TV job guy who took the ultimate pedigree. If you YouTube Triple H Super Pedigree, you'll be pleasantly surprised by what you find. And you guys need to check that out. But I'm glad he's on this show. I guarantee you he won't be taking that move again. Unless he's wrestling Joey Janela in that case. He just might be taking that shit again. And the bogus Sting from WCW, the fake Sting, he'll be in the house as well. 2 matches so far, LaPark versus Masato Tanaka, which should be interesting. And a personal favorite of mine. This is going to be hilarious to me. Not because I think the match is going to be bad or goofy. It's just hilarious because I cannot wait to talk to my friends immediately after this match. The Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson back together again, going against my friends, LAX, Santana, and Ortiz. I cannot wait to hear the backstage stories on that shit. That shit's going to be great. So that's all of Saturday's festivities, and that takes us down to Sunday. Now, Sunday really only has 2 shows. If you're still not quite done with your indie fix, you can head over to the Knights of Columbus, to Phil Sherman or whatever, Sheridan Building, 106 Bergen Ave, Newark, New Jersey, as Capital Wrestling presents Ready or Not. They have got a few last-minute matches for you guys to catch just before you get your WWE fix in. That's at noon. Tickets available down at the bottom. VIP $30, general admission $15. Again, check out the websites to find out what that VIP pertains to and what you get for that bang for your buck. There are a lot of great matches here. Aussie Open, Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher against the Ugly Ducklings, Rob Killjoy and Lance Lude, and a mystery third team. A Capital Death Match. In case you're not done with death matches just yet, Jeff Cannonball is in yet another one, and this time he's got Zach Amico. Zach Amico is not really a wrestler. He actually manages the Metal and Monster, and he has talked his way into an ass beating, I'm assuming here, by being paired up with Jeff Cannonball. Zach Amico is a weird, interesting dude. You look at him and you see a guy that's just he's just something to look at. He is an attraction all by himself. But he's going to be a bloody mess at the hands of Jeff Cannonball. I have seen Jeff Cannonball beat the shit out of a lot of grown fucking men, and I think Zach's in for a long fucking day. I don't know if he's going to make it to WrestleMania, but that's going to be a long night for him. There's a best of 5 series going on at Capitol Wrestling right now between Anthony Bowens and Darius Carter. Match 4 of this series will take place on this card. Special K has been reunited. That's the original group from Ring of Honor. Deranged, Slim J, and Azrael back together again in the saddle. One last run against a mystery team of 3. I guess we'll have to find out at the show who they're taking on at Capitol Wrestling. And, of course, that's at noon. And then, of course, the big show, WrestleMania, will be taking place starting 5 p.m. That is the pre-show time, 5. I'm sure the doors will open before that, 4:30, but the pre-show starts at 5. That runs until 7, and they're going from 7 to 12, if not longer. That's what the time slot was last year. We've been hearing a lot about this being the longest WrestleMania of all time, so if anything changes, who knows. I will not be in that building no earlier than 7 o'clock. I'm going to be there just before the main show starts because, to be honest with you, I don't have 7 hours to fucking dedicate to it. I've got a son that I've got to drop off and do all kinds of shit, so I'm not getting there no later than 7 o'clock. So you'll be seeing all of my social media stuff happening live, but I won't be catching much of the pre-show. And then obviously Monday we have Monday Night Raw, and Tuesday we will have SmackDown Live, all emanating from the Barclay Center. Now before I go off the air here, I would just like to mention there is also just a litany, just an entire list of shows that are not wrestling shows. They're podcasts or hangouts. Bullet Club has a block party that they are putting together. Bruce Pritchard has his Something to Wrestle With deal where he's doing something with Jim Ross with the Ross Report. Eli Drake has something going on right now with interviews and there's a whole lot of non-wrestling things that will be taking place. If you notice, I didn't really mention any of them, and the reason for that is because I just don't feel the need to. This was long enough, and it was predominantly for the wrestling shows, so that is exactly what I will be using it for. So if you have an interest in one of those shows, I have a link below where it's from voicesofwrestling.com. They also did an extensive amount of research on these shows. I didn't run my information directly from them because I actually have more information than they have because I went to the sources and I spoke to people. So I have a much better idea of the shows. But what they did do that's way different than what I did is they kept track even of the shows and the access schedule, like WWE Access, and they kept track of the block parties and the interviews and all that stuff. So if you want to find out more information, even more than the fucking hour I just gave you, because there's still more. If you want more, click that link below. It's the voicesofwrestling.com/WrestleMania weekend stuff. That stuff is even more in depth on the optional stuff. There's even a few matches on some of the cards that I skimmed through. I did not name them all. They do have there. They also have ticket links and streaming links for you to be able to stream the shows if you can't make it. Yada yada yada. It was really helpful to me, so I want to send a shout out to them and thank them. As far as the WrestleCon stuff I was telling you about, all that information is on that webpage as well. Live podcasts, stand-ups, talk shows, all that stuff's on there. I will run through real quick the WWE Access schedule. So the Access schedule, it's taking place at Brooklyn Bridge Pier 12. You can GPS and Google that straight up. You don't need the address; it'll just take you right there. I don't think it has a physical address, to be honest with you. So that's where it's taking place. April 4th, 6 o'clock to 10 p.m. would be day one. April 5th. It breaks up into 2 sections, 1 to 5 p.m., 6 to 10 p.m. April 6th, it breaks up into 3 sections, 8 a.m. to 12, 1 to 5, 6 to 10. April 7th, which is the day of Mania, is 8 a.m. to 12. And then April 8th, which is the Monday after, they're still doing Access. It'll be from noon to 4. So you'll still be able to get your Access stuff in even before Raw, if that's what you want to do.
So hopefully this was very helpful to you. I know it's a long video, a long audio episode, but I wanted to make sure everyone had all the information they could possibly want for this coming weekend. Again, if you're not in the New York area, if you're not coming, that's fine. You can still get your fix in from all these shows by checking out the links below and clicking on these streaming sites, and you're able to see the shows without having to physically be there, especially for the ones that are sold out. If you really want to see, like for instance, the Joey Janela shows and you just can't make it, head over to fight.tv, check out Game Changer Wrestling, and check out their shows. So I have done a lot of promoting for a bunch of companies I don't work for. That's how much I love wrestling. And the next episode I do, episode 83, the WrestleMania Round Table. This is going to be very interesting. It's going to be very, very, very dope. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for downloading. Thank you guys for sharing. And, of course, thank you guys for enjoying episode 82. Indie Wrestling. Support it, bitches. In over 15 countries, over several thousands of downloads, Orsini's Uncensored Mind is flying right straight through the stratosphere. It is growing every single day, and of course you can catch the weekly releases every week, every Wednesday, 9 p.m. by going to ajoum.podbean.com. But if you cannot reach us there are many other platforms in which you can catch the show. You can check us out on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, Listen Notes, Castbox.fm. If you have any of those services, you can catch Orsini's Uncensored Mind. Again, every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Become a member of the Squad of O. It's a pretty cool group of people, and it's a pretty awesome show to listen to. And I would know because I host a show. I really need you guys to listen. Check us out.
Welcome to our dirty show. This is Uncensored Mine. If you listen to my daddy's show, he should buy me toys. He's a good daddy.